I'm Ben.
I'm Ron.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jason, and this is Hometown Has-Beens. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hometown Has-Beens, episode 12. We are back recording today. Ben is, I was going to say MIA, but we know where he is. Ben's on vacation, so
Vacation.
I hope he's having a blast.
He'd rather be here. That's right. That is not true.
He
not
did
true.
have an unfortunate story that he said he's going to share with us later on the podcast. So
Cool.
that's good. Real quick, we've got a recent 5-star rating and review from Katie Strick, and she says, amazing. You guys are absolutely killing it. I honestly didn't think the world needed more of Ryan's mouth, but I'll admit I was wrong. Keep them coming.
Nah, you
So
wasn't
I
wrong.
appreciate that.
You wasn't wrong.
I think it needs more Ryan.
Hey,
No. What's up?
are you done with the intro? Because I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure. We're done with the intro, guys.
The intro is over, so these automatically generated chapters can end the intro. Anyway, so I was reading we got this little Google Doc where when we see things that we want to talk about, we kind of put them on the Google Doc. As
Yeah, it's
reminders.
our preparation, but we don't give away everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw in here, Jason, under your section or whatever, it says your wife doesn't let you eat cereal. Well, why don't she let you eat cereal?
Yeah. So, oh man. So the other night, this is not cereal related, but it leads me to the cereal story. All right. So the other night we're watching a new Netflix show that we like, which is really hard these days because Netflix, y'all have been letting us down for a while.
Yeah.
But we found a new one. So
Yeah.
anyways, we're watching and I'm eating like chips or something. And I guess I chew loudly. What was I doing? I know what I was
You're
doing.
probably right. I get in trouble for that too.
So, yeah. See, so you can relate.
Like pork rinds. I can't eat pork rinds hardly anymore.
Let's be honest. What do you call them?
Meat skin.
Yeah.
I love a meat skin, bro. It's so good.
calls them
Cream
that.
cheese and a meat skin. Pork
Dude,
rinds.
no,
I call them
that's
pork
weird.
rinds.
My daughter loves pork rinds, and I always think of you when she eats them. All right.
Do you call them meat skin?
No, we don't. We call them by their name. Anyways, so I'm eating these chips, and it's getting down to like the bottom, like just crumbs. But I poured them in a bowl because I know the bag's too loud because I get yelled at for that. So it gets towards the bottom. So what I do is I lick my finger and just stick my finger down in the bowl, and it just hold on. This might be a life hack. I don't know. So then the like crumbs just like stick to your finger automatically, and then I just eat them. And
Wow.
my wife is staring at me, and she says, "Why are you so weird?"
Because you're passively aggressively making a point, right? Jason?
I don't know. Are you?
No, I wasn't passively aggressive. I was just eating.
Oh.
Are you a fan of Cheeto dust?
No, hate it.
Because
Hate it.
I heard one time that they made Cheetos, or they made them that there wasn't dust,
And people didn't like it.
and they were like, "No, it's part of it."
No, me and I don't know. I hate that Cheeto dust.
I do
but
too. All right,
so
go ahead.
that's just
Every
one story.
elementary kid now turns in their papers with Cheeto dust on their
Oh,
papers.
that's disgusting.
My yeah. So this is my wife doesn't like how I eat things. I eat too loud, whatever. So when I eat cereal, like I just eat cereal. I think. But apparently, like the spoon hits the bowl and makes this little clink, like ding, 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 ding. And it drives my wife insane to the point where she will not buy me cereal.
So, all the women listening, they're thinking, I'm not like that. Yes, you are. You've got something that you're like that with your husband.
I'm trying to think.
Man,
and-
mine is meat skins.
and
my
I
wife
just-
is like, can you chew those on in another room?
Yeah, it's rough.
Do you let Allison eat cereal in the bed?
Is
No,
he the
dude.
wife?
Dude, I think I might be. I don't know. I'm not that. I think I get more aggravated with the way she. My wife
Easy,
might
easy.
have. She does this thing where she sniffs her food before she eats it.
What?
Like
Sounds like my daughter. She sniffs.
does a little
She sniffs
sniff.
like random things.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, just smelling the wall.
She does a little like a like. What, are you gonna smell toxins in there? Like I don't understand. And then
well, smell and taste are like connected. So maybe she's just getting a preview whether or not she wants to eat it.
They are to her, I guess.
To everyone.
But I mean, like
flavors in little candies.
Dude,
they actually aren't flavors; they're just scents.
I'm like,
because it's cheaper to add the scent than it is to add the flavor.
That's crazy.
Like Skittles and stuff or something.
Blew my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. I forget which.
I've been wanting to test that. I've heard that. I want to test that out. Like Skittles, like you're supposed to be able to taste any of them.
What?
And like
that's
they
not what
taste
I'm
this.
talking
If you don't know what they are,
So,
blindfold yourself and like taste.
So if you
but
hold
if you
your
smell
nose,
it though,
if you hold,
you'd have to hold your nose.
you
your
shouldn't
nose,
taste it.
Then
we got to try that.
Then you would taste just the regular flavor without the added like this is banana or whatever.
Banana Skittle.
Dude, I like banana flavored candy.
I can't. Jason, do you find yourself now that your wife doesn't like that?
Yeah.
That you don't like it? Like you've adapted to where
I love cereal. I wish
you wish you could, like when she's not there, you still would eat cereal. You would chomp down
I would
on
still eat cereal when she's there if we had it.
Gotcha.
That's another problem too, is like if we get cereal, I'm gonna eat like 5 bowls.
Yeah.
Like day one.
Dude, I'm y'all are better people than me. I ain't gonna lie, if Allison like told me that, I would play freaking drums on that bowl. I'm so spiteful.
No, I would, man. For a long time, I tried to just eat it without any sounds. And
dude, you're such
I
a good
remember
person.
it's like I don't know. Yeah, it was. I still like cereal, but I don't eat it much. I also like the very unhealthy cereal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like
Which is what?
like all of them except like Life or
Like
Cheerios.
Was it Raisin Bran?
Raisin Bran. I hate
Any
Raisin
healthy
Bran.
cereal tastes terrible.
What about regular cornflakes?
No,
No,
I
ain't
mean I
nobody
just
eating that.
dump,
Unless-
I dump a
Listen,
bucket of sugar on top.
Yeah, dude.
you might live in a small town if you've ever ate regular cornflakes and tomato juice.
You might
What?
need to see a
That's
doctor.
new.
if
Man,
you've
back
ever-
in the day, that was
Back in
What
whose day?
my great grandparent. Like we would eat that at their house regular.
Chris.
they didn't have milk.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Chris,
Dude, that
I'm
is
telling
not.
that's
you.
not.
That
That's
is
because
not. They didn't want you
listen,
to eat their milk, drink their milk.
I don't know your great grandparents, but I know my. It's because everyone was poor then. Like they
They
But
were.
even that
They
doesn't
were.
make sense.
They
Even
were.
that doesn't
Tomato
make
sauce?
sense. No
I mean,
one said
tomato-
I'm gonna put this tomato juice from this grape.
Guarantee you, there's listeners that have tried this.
Please listen. I will make a wager with you that no one tells us they've ever tried this.
Okay, if you haven't, you should because it is good.
No, if you have, you need to respond to
Yes.
something. You need to hit us
All
on
right,
social
what about
media.
saltine crackers and mayonnaise?
Someone that's not related
No.
to Chris.
saltine crackers and mayonnaise, bro.
Dude,
That's
what are you doing?
That's money too.
Dude, my dad.
money too. That's
so when
another
he
poor.
when he was growing up, they didn't have like anything, and then like for a couple weeks, it was like, oh, what was it? It was saltine crackers. Maybe it was mayonnaise.
I'm telling you, man. That's good.
I think that he was like for 2 weeks. That's all we had:
Dude.
saltine crackers and mayonnaise. And now he don't like them or something.
Oh no, I can relate. Look,
If I told that story wrong, Daddy, I'm sorry.
there, yeah. Don't.
Sorry, Daddy.
My dad.
Sorry, Daddy.
Stories. My dad's like, you told me about. He don't talk like that. I don't know how. I can't.
But that's always your impression of him.
Yeah, I
I
know.
called you out
That's-
on it one time.
Yeah, that's a. But he's like, that time I told when he whooped me when I was 18. He's like, you didn't tell. That was like the 3rd church service you missed in a row. I was like, Dad.
And
I-
you told a story. It wasn't you. It was actually Mitch.
Yeah, I was like, Dad. That was when we were really little. So yeah.
It kind
like,
of
Dad,
all the same.
You're
I was
splitting
like,
hairs here.
but I was like, Dad, I
You're
don't.
split hairs here, Dad.
But he remembers things differently than I do. I was like,
Of course he does.
I've never missed 3 church services in a row.
Dude, that's why everybody remembers them differently. That's why like in court cases, all your witnesses that saw the same thing say different things.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, back to the. I'm sorry, I forgot about the.
What'd you forget?
I
good.
was telling so back in the day, my family went through a little, little crisis back when everybody went through one, 2008.
the old recession.
The Great Recession.
You sure it wasn't 2020? 4.
2023, 24. Yeah, we're there.
So anyway, like we had
Not the straight quarter of decline in the economy. We're not in a recession.
we had like so we had to do some different stuff, and man, we ate 3 things for like we ate corn dogs, and then this chicken and rice thing. Like get some chicken strips, put in some rice, put some butter in it. That was like our. So one day, I walk in. My dad's like, "You hungry?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, go down to the freezer and get some food." Dude, we've been eating corn dogs, chicken and rice forever.
Golly.
And he's like, "Go down to the freezer," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, the freezer? We got some freezer stuff. Like we got some meat." Like I thought because growing up, despite previous episodes, my family was good to me. We ate some steak, we had good stuff. So I get all excited. I'm like, shoot, Dave's about to grill something. We ain't had nothing on the grill. And I'm like,
In a minute.
I'm ready to go. I mean, we're talking like I think I'm about to get, treated. I go down there. I open up this freezer. It's like a big one, It is packed full of corn dog boxes. So I'm
There
like,
was a sale at the Piggly Wiggly.
I'm like,
Somebody went to Sam's
10
Club.
for 10.
I was like, Daddy, which one you want? Corn dogs or corn dogs?
Or meat skins.
Hey, way to find humor.
Yeah. So I no longer eat
Man,
corn
I
dogs
remember that.
or the
My-
chicken and rice
My
thing.
dad got laid off
Yep.
at that time too.
Yep.
Yeah, when all that hit, and yeah, it was tough because we were old. I mean,
Yeah.
we were, that's
High
when
school.
all of us were juniors, sophomore,
Yeah.
juniors. Jason,
are-
you were you in high school too, so that was tough.
That was
Yeah.
I can remember like you didn't get to drive that far. 'Cause
Yeah,
we were paying for gas.
Gas was high. Gas was high back. And I remember it hit $3, but the rest of inflation wasn't like it was just nobody had money. I mean, nobody had jobs.
So
It's crazy.
My first job was a waiter. I was so shy then before I became a waiter,
Yeah.
and I was shy when I started as a waiter at a barbecue restaurant. Okay,
What?
I was
Where-
like
where
scared.
did
as
you
shit.
work?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
and Williams Barbecue in Maysville was my first job. Our junior year in high school, I was a waiter.
I didn't know there was a Williams
During basketball
barbecue in
season,
there.
because I didn't play basketball.
Yeah.
I was a waiter,
Okay.
and that's how I tried to make some gas money. But man, I was terrified of people. And this girl, this is how I kind of started to come out of my shell a little bit. This girl, she was a waitress. She was making bank. She would flirt. She was
you
like,
can't do that.
she was working. But I told her, I
Oh,
saw
man.
that, and I'm like, man, I made $20 on tips like in 2 hours. She's like, 20. I made 200. I'm like, what? What did you just say? I could drive forever with $200 of gas.
Chris,
Like, I could go.
Chris walking up being like, "Girl, these chicken legs are nice, but they not as nice as your
I
legs."
say that. I say that to say if times got hard. I was thinking about this the other day. Times got hard. Like if I got fired tomorrow
Yeah.
from all the jobs,
Yeah.
I would go be a waiter. I think I could make some serious tip money right
Dude,
now.
hey, dude, now you just take an order and they ask you for a tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm like,
What? Yes.
my drink hasn't like. I don't even have ice.
What? Yeah. What about you go? Let's see. Where'd I go? I don't want to say. I don't want to say the wrong place. But anyway, it's like you like walk through. Like you do.
oh yeah,
restaurant?
Like, it's like
It's
a
almost like a
subway
sub place. Yeah, yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah. You do a walk through.
And they want a tip.
And they want a tip. I'm like,
Dude,
I
everywhere.
feel like that's the job. Now, like a
Every-
waiter, like
They're getting paid less an hour, so they're yes, it
and
makes
they
sense.
serve you
Correct.
continuously until you leave.
But like waiters who are waitresses who are really good. Because if you ever been somewhere eating with Ben, Ben's like the best tipper of all time. Like he is very generous in gratuity. And but like if there's nothing better than a good waiter or waitress like at a restaurant. Like
Dude,
that's awesome.
I got a hug from a. This is gonna sound like me bragging, but it was funny. I had a lady chase me down in the. I was with my dad, and dad being with my dad. He's such a good person that you feel like it makes you want to be a good. So I was with my dad. I think we were coming home from a funeral. So I was in my feels a little bit,
I said my feels.
already.
And need some meat skins.
Yeah, and we went to
Why?
No, what?
Oh, sorry, that's just me when I'm in my feels.
Yeah. Gosh.
Ryan ain't been to 4 church services in the last month. He missed them all. Now he's in his feels because he went to a funeral.
Doesn't make up for it. I do. Listen.
Did you just go to a random funeral?
Look, I'm big on tithing but I getting paid once a month. I forget.
I ain't been in church in 4 months.
So here's the.
I do this
is how I. So I forget I don't ever have a check. Who has checks now? I don't have a check. I'm a millennial.
Direct deposit, baby.
I don't have a check.
Where that QR code at?
So I always forget to pay my tithes because I never have a check. I'll be like, they'll start the offering. I'm like, I don't have a check. So I'm like 6 months behind, and which I always pay. I'm gonna pay. I told my dad. I was like, Dad, I owe tithes, and he's like, yeah, okay, well, just bring me a check. I'm like, there's the problem. And because anyway,
Write it out to Bobby Griffin.
yeah. And so I told
Put up with you for 18 years.
I told Allison, I'm like, Allison, we can't have this baby while I owe money to the Lord.
It's a bad omen.
I was like, we gotta pay these tithes.
Golly, that's so terrible.
Like, ain't
so
no way I'm
bad.
sending you to this baby room with owing money to the Lord.
I ain't sending you through the valley of the shadow of death with owing money to the Lord. You might come collecting.
Oh man.
And then I'm gonna have to eat corn dogs.
Yeah, then I'm about to eat corn dogs again.
Hold on. Let's stop talking about corn dogs.
What's a corn dog doing in
Finish
the
your
middle of the
story.
ocean?
Finish your story.
Oh.
This is why Sheila don't listen.
I forgot
Sorry,
what.
Mama.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot.
Some lady hugged you because you.
Oh yeah.
I
All
messed
right,
you
so I'm coming home from this funeral, and
We know that part.
we stop at I don't remember what it was, but this little lady was like the best waitress ever, and I had just done some work, like some side gig work, and I made a couple hundred or something like that, and it wasn't too bad, too bad work, and so I just. I'm in my fields. We're coming from the funeral, and I'm sitting there and I'm eating. This lady's doing such a good job, and I'm like, man, God's been good to me. Like it's been,
I ain't paid my tithe 6 months, but
I ain't
Lord's
paid
been
my
good to me.
tithe. It's been good to me. This, I tithe regularly. But no, so I give this lady a pretty significant tip, significant. And we're walking to the truck, and my dad's like, how much did you just tip her? And I told him. She comes running out of the restaurant, and she's like, excuse me, and just ran into a hug with me.
Wow.
And I'm not a hugger. So
He's a fighter.
if you're out there and you're a hugger, don't hug me. But dude, that made me feel so good. So all that to say, man, look, I'm a big believer in if you're feeling sad and lonely, go do something for someone else, and it'll be your
Look at that.
immediate
Wow.
pickup.
Go buy somebody some meat skins. That will make their day.
No, it won't.
It make my day.
Just don't call them meat skins.
Call them pork rinds.
They're pork rinds.
Oh man.
So there's a guy. If you ever been to the donut hole at Destin area,
Yeah.
the donut hole.
Dude,
Is
there more than one location?
Yeah, there's a couple.
So
The
we
original one.
always went the one that's the original one. That's
Destin. I think that one's original. There's one in Panama too.
yeah.
I think
The
that's
one
the-
that's it's Seaside, Destin,
Yeah,
Santa
that
Rosa.
one. That's OG.
We go to that one.
There's a
lot.
guy.
Did
You
you
know
say
this. You know what
OG?
I'm about to say. There's
Yeah.
a guy in there. He waits 20 tables at a time. It's packed in there.
Maybe I don't go to that one.
And this
I don't
guy,
know.
so one of my close friends, he just went down there, and when we were down there together, this guy is so impressive as a waiter. He doesn't write anything down. He's waiting 20 tables. He's running around. Your drink never gets half empty. Anything you want, it's boom there, and he's doing it with half the restaurant. Okay, I literally asked the guy. I was like, "Will you marry me?" He is an amazing
dude. What
I will
is up
leave
with
my
you?
wife. I will
going
leave my
on?
wife for you.
He doesn't mean that.
Did you say?
I
Did
don't
you
mean
ask him
But anyhow, he
hey,
was,
would you like to go eat meat skins with me?
would you like to go on the beach?
Does it bother
eat
you
meat
when I
skins?
eat cereal?
Would it bother you if I ate cereal loudly?
Oh man.
I'm just looking for someone I can eat cereal with.
Just want
Now,
somebody
hey.
to eat cereal with.
Jason, when you and Anna renew your vows, like if y'all ever do that, I don't know.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, I would never do that, but just hypothetically.
You were just
You-
talking about
I
doing
mean
that
it-
the
I
other
mean it the
day, so
first
Jack
time.
Shack
Oh
was
yeah, so
sponsored.
Jack Shack, yeah.
Yes, you
That's
That's
ulterior,
a
ulterior
legit-
motives.
Let's let some. Yeah,
I got a
Anyway.
request for Jack Shack. Can you make meat skins?
Tony, no.
Tony would make the
Tony,
best
don't
meat skins.
do meat
Please,
skins,
Tony.
please.
Please don't.
Because then
Oh, man.
you'll have Chris just hanging out on your porch waiting for
All
you
the
to
time.
open.
All the time.
But Jason, I feel like if you did, you'd be like, I promise to not tap my bowl with the spoon.
It's impossible.
I gotta try
I've
this.
tried. And to the point, like,
Hold on, did you use plastic bowl? You should use plastic bowl.
that's what my parents said.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Yeah, we've sought counsel on this.
Go sit down for marriage and counseling. Hey, Pastor, I know.
Yeah, it didn't come up in the premarital
They
counseling.
didn't talk about that.
They didn't talk
that's
about
wild.
it.
Hey, Pastor, I know I haven't paid my tithe in 6 months, but me and my wife got a problem. Can you sit
Dude.
down with us?
How
But she don't like
awkward-
it the way I eat cereal.
How awkward is premarital counseling though? It was awkward.
So we were in college when we got premarital counseling, and it was like
I was-
because we were in
yeah.
college together at Dakota
Yeah.
Falls College, so we got like free premarital counseling.
Is that where y'all met?
Did y'all meet there?
No, we actually met right before. Well, we started college. Matt Waters.
Does he
is
listen?
Renee's first cousin.
Does he listen?
Yeah, he does. Shout
He
out.
better.
Yeah,
He does.
awesome.
Big fans.
Yeah.
Jace, big fan. Shout out Jace, his
Yeah.
son. Yeah, big
Yeah, yeah,
fans.
yeah.
Betsy, big fans. Yep.
Yeah.
If I had a boy, I was going to name him Jace. Because
Their son's really cool. So
Well-
I'd be scared to name a
Hey,
kid
kid-
after somebody really cool because then your kid won't be cool. Then you'll be like, I
Oh,
thought he was
yeah?
gonna be
Well,
cool.
here was my other name. You ready? Jagger.
What?
What's wrong with y'all? Don't like
Jagger? No.
that? Jagger. Yeah, heck yeah. He's either going to be a stud or picked on. Like,
He's
he
gonna-
got two
he's gonna
choices.
get-
No, he's gonna have a mullet. Well, the mullet's kind of in. I don't know. The mullet's gone. Is it in? Is
No,
it
I don't
it's
know,
gone?
in.
but we're in charge of his haircut for a while.
It's
For a
in.
while.
It's
Yeah,
in.
but he's gonna be in a mullet in a cut off denim shirt, smoking a cigarette in the
Eating
8th
meat
grade,
skins.
eating
I mean,
meat skins.
We can
Jagger?
control a lot of Jagger. Dude, you mean to tell me Jagger Sexton is not like a cool name?
No.
Yeah,
Heck
He's-
yeah, it is.
No
dude.
way.
No, he's
Number one prospect.
Yeah,
He better be number one
he's
prospect in the
gonna.
draft.
He is gonna go to school in cut off denim shirt
No,
with a
he's not.
mullet,
You think his mom's gonna let
blasting
him do that?
Freebird, dude.
It wouldn't bother me.
Okay. Okay.
As long as he eats his cereal quietly.
He's
ain't
going to
nobody
go
got a
into his
problem.
teacher. Hey, I found this meteorite in my backyard.
He's not. I'm not naming him Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. What a,
Oh,
what a
man.
classic. I love Joe Dirt. Oh man, David Spade. He's pretty good. I like David Spade.
So we're making jokes about our significant others and saying things, sharing things about them. I upset my wife. I scared her, not upset her. I scared her the other day. 4th of July, we're having a little party at the house, and we'll do some hot dogs. We got friends over. We're like,
I wasn't there. What party was this?
He didn't invite any of us.
Did you get to go?
Nope.
So we're having a party with friends.
yeah.
So we're acquaintances. Got it. Okay.
No, we're coworkers.
These are friends that like to eat meat skins.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, don't invite me.
Don't invite me. Never mind. You're good. Carry
We're
on.
eating meat skins. Actually, there was meat skins with hot dogs.
I'm sure.
And so we're having so it's fireworks time.
Yeah.
We got some fireworks, and we got the different ones, but mainly the ones with like cannons that you put the fireworks down in, you light. And we got 3 different cannons set up, so we're lighting and running. These are pretty legit fireworks, I guess. Like they're going pretty high, big, loud.
Yeah.
And there's like, the kids are like behind us, sitting behind us. Like, so we're shooting them off in front of my house. They're all the family are sitting in front of the house. Okay. If you can picture that.
Mm-hmm.
So we run up and light and then, run back. Well, one time mine didn't light. And because the other 2 light, so I run, I didn't get mine lit in time. So I go back, but apparently I just put another like bomb firework on top of another one in the cannon.
That's not.
And I didn't realize it. I light the cannon. So it's got 2 in it. The first one goes off and it knocks the cannon over. I've run like 20 feet. So the next one fires, and it's the cannon is now on the ground,
Yeah.
shooting aimed across the road at my neighbor's house. Who there's a pasture directly in front of our house. It fires. The next one fires. That thing goes 20 feet. The cannon hits me in the leg, right above the knee. I have got a bruise, and it shoots a firework directly into their pasture and catches fire, like immediately.
Dude.
And just somebody happened to be like, "Hey, we probably need like a 5-gallon bucket of water and a water
that'll do
hose."
it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And so it was scary, man. Like I was
This is why fire and EMS
man.
hate the 4th of July.
I'm telling you, man. Like it was scary. My wife was scared. I was scared because like that very easily could have went the other way and shot toward the kids.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude, I feel
That's
like
why you gotta like. You're supposed to like mount those down. Like the good way is like.
now you tell me.
Yeah, well, you didn't. Y'all didn't get invited, so I wasn't there too.
I feel like everybody's got a small town cousin like this. So I got a cousin. He knows how to do things. You know.
I don't know how to do things.
Yeah, he does.
I was like, back it up, Terry.
So when I was like, that's a funny video. So when I was like 5 or 6, 7, something like that, he decided to make a bomb. It was a bomb.
What do you call those? You put in trash cans to blow them up, kind of thing,
Yeah.
or like a terrorist bomb.
No,
It was like homemade firework. Bomb.
Yeah, like
okay.
redneck, not Al
okay.
Qaeda.
Cherry bomb? Is that what they called?
I don't know. Anyway,
Oh,
I don't know.
cherry bombs. Yeah.
Redneck,
So
not Al Qaeda.
he makes this bomb, and he's like, I'm like 6, or 7. You know, I'm little, and he's like, I'm gonna blow this bucket above those oak trees.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
He lights this thing and takes off running. He didn't tell me to run. I just ran anyway because I was like, well, he's running. I guess I need to too. You know? Dude, this thing blows up. And that bucket soared like a freaking phoenix. Just and I thought he was the coolest person I'd ever met in my life.
Do you have a mullet?
No, but he did have some tattoos that were pretty cool. And he also gave me his first dip, or my first dip at 7 years old.
So it goes
Yeah.
back
There
a
you go.
minute.
Yeah,
Dude, so
cousin, man. He's awesome.
I feel like we're all over the place, but it's okay because it's flowing because one story's leading to another.
Yeah.
So stay with us.
I'm glad you think it's going good. I just want some meat skins.
All right, I was about to say quiet down, meat skins.
Ben's gonna listen and be like, "Y'all are trash without me."
We need you.
So my dad when he was a kid, like made a homemade little cherry bomb and like blew up in his face and like took off his eyebrows and stuff. But that's not even the story I want to go to because now it's got me thinking about my dad when he was a kid because like oh man, that would have been fun to see.
Did he have a mullet?
I don't know. I mean, he's bald now, so
Urban cowboy mullet?
he did have some like long. He had some hair, like some good hair.
No way. I got to see a picture of Papa Sexton with some hair.
His name's Dwayne. All
Dwayne.
right. So, anyways,
I've called him Papa Sexton for the last 30 years. I don't know. I did not know his name was Dwayne.
you thought his name was Papa?
I saw him at the school
He
this
told
year
me.
with
He
it. I was
told
like,
me.
it's Papa Sexton. The
He
kids are
told-
like,
he's like,
what are you talking
I
about?
saw-
I'm like, just eat your meat skin.
He's like, you give them to the kids?
Yeah, little bags.
Oh, dude. Hey, by the way, I don't know how Dwayne came up the other day. Conversation with me and my dad, and also a small town thing. Dad was like, "You know Dwayne much?" I said, "No, not really." He said, "Boy, he's a good man."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, there you go."
He's a good one.
Yep.
I ran into the dad of one of our friends recently at Walmart, and he was talking about how good a guy my dad is. I was like, we're talking about me. We don't talk about my dad for it. Well, let me kind of change the narrative then, Dad. So I'm going to tell all here. When he was a kid, you know, I told you they didn't have a lot. They were living in this trailer park, and this kid had some new like action figure that was like a soldier or something. I don't know. And he wouldn't let my dad play with it. It was like a brand new toy. And my dad's like, you know, he's a little kid. I don't know. He's maybe 6, 7, 5. I don't know. And he wouldn't let him play with it. So my dad's just kind of like sitting there, just kind of watching.
Yeah.
Which you ain't got much. That sucks.
Yeah.
So this kid, his mom calls him to leave and go somewhere, and he just leaves this brand new toy laying there.
Uh-oh.
And my dad's like, guess I can play with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a normal reaction. Here's the thing that's not normal. So when he's done playing with it, my dad remembers what that kid said to him. He takes a brick and smashes the thing to pieces.
Let's
go. Yes.
Let's go.
I
So-
love that.
So,
Take that,
moral of the story
snobby
is
rich kid.
maybe share. Well, he was living in a trailer park too.
Oh.
So it's not like
Yeah, but
It's
in
not like
every
the
trailer
parents-
park, and I know every trailer park, there's that one trailer that's nicer than the rest. Like there's
Yeah,
that one
true that.
trailer that's like they cut the grass at that trailer.
There's nothing. This probably speaks to my character. There's nothing that makes me feel better than when I know good people who do things that I do,
oh yeah.
and I'm like, okay,
Well, yeah.
that's
And
I feel
also,
better
it
about
tells
not
you
going to
that,
church
like,
for 6 months and paying time.
you're not.
alone. You're
Yeah.
not. Yeah, you're not as
You're so long.
bad as
Exactly. Everybody
Yeah.
does stupid stuff or
Yeah.
mean stuff.
except
when they're
Allison.
younger.
So we're kind of talking about like, going through the recession, people not having a lot,
Uh-huh.
poor folk, po folk,
Yeah.
And-
Boom.
can't even afford to owe
Can't
an
even
R. at the
afford
end.
the R.
There is, like Livonia area. There's a very poor, like side of the world at Lake Hartwell, like the Livonia side. If you ever get lost over that way, like there's some.
Is
poor-
this going to be
poor
a
folk.
fishing story?
Yes, it is.
Oh
So
my gosh.
we're
we go.
fishing over in that area
Of
one
course.
evening. Me and a really older gentleman who's
Hold on,
just
there's
like,
a poor area on the lake.
yeah, hardcore. That
They're
that
on the
Livonia
lake?
side, yeah, there's some.
Why don't they just
Sell
sell
the
their
land?
land on the lake?
That's why they're poor. They don't. I'm just kidding. I don't know. That would be a good idea.
They're probably renting that land. So whoever owns it's probably making money.
But let
yeah.
me
Yeah, thanks.
prove that
Thanks,
they
Jason.
actually live on the lake.
Okay.
So these people probably ain't that poor, but they anyhow, we're fishing in like the gum log side of things. Me and this older gentleman
there's
who's
that
like,
restaurant over there,
Dude,
Gumlog.
Gum
yeah,
log.
it's close to that, like
that's a
right
good
close to that.
I
restaurant.
like gum log.
Yeah.
We're fishing this evening. We're fishing for, it's like February, like hybrids and stripers, that kind of thing. Like just having a good time. We're having some
We're
good
rolling our eyes
conversations.
too. we like fishing. We don't name everything. We're
Okay,
fishing.
so we're
Hybrid,
we're on this little
striper,
point,
yeah.
and
fishing for fish.
It's called a bass.
It's-
This is general as we as
we're eating
specific
meat
as we
skins
need
and we're
to go.
fishing, and across the little cove, okay, like 50 yards away, we see these two people sitting there. Looks like two people sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, we're just it's kind of getting dusk, like it's evening, sun's going down, it's getting a little harder to
Mm-hmm.
see. And well, the guy I fish with me goes, he's looking at those people and he goes, "What is that over there?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I
human
look and I'm
being?
like,
Humans?
I'm looking, I'm like, is that like a clock? Like a big old clock, that stand alone, like big ones? I'm like, maybe that's what that is. And I was like, or is it like like a tire sitting in a chair? Like I can't tell exactly what is
Yeah.
going on over there. Well, then this woman stands up and pulls up her breeches.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What it was?
What was it? An outhouse?
Like, no.
A latrine?
She's on like the bank of the lake, like 50 yards away
So
from
you,
us.
You mistook this woman for a clock?
For a clock while
Her-
she was pooping?
Her behind is facing toward us.
You witnessed
I don't know what she was doing.
someone pooping in Lake Hartwell?
I don't know if that's what her legs were straight, like not bending. And he looked
know,
at me
dude.
and he was like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "I have no idea
Dude, I know what happened.
what happened."
Let me tell you what happened. Because this happened to me the other day.
Uh-huh.
She had been doing yard work.
Oh no.
And she didn't want to track grass through the house, but there was grass all over her clothes. So she took them off in an area of the outside of the home where she could not be seen. But that door was locked. So then she had to run around the house naked to get into the door that was not locked.
Wow. Is that what happened?
That is what
That's what
happened.
That's what
Ryan.
happened to you.
That is what happened
This
to
lady,
me.
the weird thing, this lady was like that for like 10 minutes. And then
And
she
y'all
stood
just
Did
up.
you have
there
like
and
a
watched?
timer on her?
It was a while. Like
was
we
looking
were
at the
sitting there,
clock.
we were having a debate about what we were looking at. We did not know it was a person or what. We didn't know what was going
Could've
on.
just
not.
drove over there.
No
And
way, not
checked
going
her
not
out.
gonna do that. But the weird thing, then these
He thought
kids,
it was a clock.
You know, there's a clock.
There's a
All right.
grandfather clock over there.
Yeah, I might take
I've
that.
never mistaken
so
a
when
person for a
she-
clock.
Take that clock home with me.
when she pulls up her pants
Yeah.
and sits down, these kids come down there in a 4-wheeler. Like, I was like, what's going on?
Dude, I'm
Anyhow,
telling you.
it was.
That's
it
what
was- So
happened.
I write an article about this when this happens on the GON. And it's like a little satire piece I wrote. It was about the effect of the moon phase on, on fishing.
Did they accept it?
Oh, yeah, it was hilarious.
published
like,
it?
people were commenting. One was like, I didn't know they were stocking brown trout at Lake Hartwell.
Dude,
it was-
you know, hey, you know what these people are missing, right? All these people that are
Mexicans.
living in those
What'd you say?
tough times.
Mexicans.
He's going to talk about pork rinds
Sorry.
all day.
Okay.
You got me excited.
So all they got to do is play the lottery, right?
Oh, my
Oh.
God.
Art to get out. All
To
they gotta
get
do-
out, yeah. Then they can buy a nice spot and they can do whatever they're doing indoors.
you don't have to do it beside the lake where people are
I
fishing. Or do you
hate-
think that's Ryan? Do you think that's why they're in this situation? It's because they do
I-
play the lottery.
Hate everything y'all just said.
He hates the lottery, guys.
Why do you hate the lottery, Ryan?
Okay.
He
let
doesn't
me,
like-
Wait. Before you become a hypocrite, since you ain't been to church in 6 months or paid your tithe,
I've been to church.
before you played
I was
hypocrite,
a teacher at
did
VBS,
you-
sir.
did you accept money from the Hope Scholarship?
I did not.
Were you eligible for it?
I was.
Would-
After
So you were
After-
eligible for it and you turned it down.
after like a year in college, I was eligible for a Hope Scholarship and I would not take it.
Wow, man with convictions.
Yep.
That's even impressive, even when you don't go to church for
Yep.
6 months and you still got conviction.
I feel like if you're gonna stand on something, you gotta stand on it. Now, looking back, I would
I'm
take.
so
I
impressed.
would take it now, but
Been paying,
I got all these
been-
kids, man.
Been paying student
Yeah,
loans for the
yeah.
last 20 years. I wish I'd have took that hope.
Nah, that's but no, dude, the lot. Okay, here. All right, I'm gonna get on this soapbox, man.
Jump on it.
Do y'all know where the lottery makes most of their profits?
Lower income
In
areas.
the poorest areas, because they're selling false hope, and people who can't do math are buying it. Man, it's and every time. So I give this whole spiel, and every time I'll be like, "Yeah, well, my uncle won $25,000." I'm like, "Yeah, well, he's been playing the lottery for 25 years, spending $100 every day on it." So, but he like.
He probably broke even.
So,
maybe.
so I just wanna say, if you think the lottery is a good investment, let's think about this. They can pay out if one person, they can pay out what they put, right? Like if you win it, they'll pay you. They can also pay all the employees. They can also help pay for college. They can also pay for advertising. They can afford all these things, but you're gonna be the guy that makes money.
Hey, somebody's got to.
somebody's got to win.
No,
Somebody's gonna win.
like,
Somebody's got to
dude,
have their own Netflix documentary.
all I'm
What they did
saying
with the
is,
money.
all right, let me put it this way. If the lottery were a smart investment, then rich people would play the lottery. And everybody's like, well, they're already rich. I know zero rich people who don't want more money. Rich people want more money. So I try to do what rich people do with my finances.
You should tell me what that is sometimes. I'd like to know.
I'll tell you later, for real. But I try to do what rich people, and I don't know. Now, if you enjoy the lottery and it's like a hobby to you, which that can be. By the way, you get a little hit of dopamine every time you scratch off one of those little tickets, and it becomes an addiction, or it can become. But if you're just out there playing, you got money and you enjoy it. That's one thing.
Using some change.
Yeah.
That's-
What Ryan has a problem with is people who don't have the money to do it
Yes.
and they spend a lot.
They're putting their hopes into that.
when I'm
Yeah.
behind you in a convenience store,
Oh, and you're like, your life is on the line.
and you're using
you know the people.
there's nothing wrong with using food stamps. Like I don't have a problem with it. But when you're using food stamps to buy your baby formula.
And then you turn
And
around
then you turn around and you
scratches.
spend $25 on scratch offs. There's a problem with your finances.
I just want to say, like, when you're behind people at the convenience store buying scratchers,
Dude.
have enough common courtesy to take once you pay for those scratchers, not to stand there.
Yeah.
I just want to spend $6 on a monster.
I just
No,
want
and meat
I just
skins.
want to waste my money
I
too,
just
man.
want-
Can
I
you just
want-
scoot over and scratch and then get back
or
in line?
just be prepared. Like, I don't know how the lottery system works as far as picking, but I feel like if you play every day, you should know the lineup. Right? Like, you should know the batting order.
Yeah.
You should walk in and be like, I want a 35, 42, number 17, and one of them $10
Yeah,
tickets.
here's
right there.
$200 for all that.
I shouldn't have to sit there and be like, all right, I want a number 10. Let's see what we got down here. You still got them Falcons?
No, you know what they
pick?
say. Hey,
No.
what was hitting? What's
Yeah,
hitting?
nothing
What's
is
hitting?
hitting. Nothing.
I'm back there. I'm like, bro, I just want these meat skins.
Nothing is
Just let me
freaking
pay.
hitting.
Let me get out of here.
Hey, so
Lottery.
let me just tell you something. My wife's stepdad, he was a gynecologist for like 30 years, delivered
Oh, he got money.
thousands of babies.
He got money. he don't play lottery.
No,
He does?
Here we go.
He's
Look,
from-
Jason is about to be that guy.
he's from
okay, go ahead.
Ecuador.
Go ahead.
He's from Ecuador.
Okay, Ecuadorian. Is that how you say that?
Sure.
I just call him Alfred.
Okay.
Um,
Do you ever call him Big Al?
no, he's not a large man.
Hey, Big Al, does your wife let you eat cereal?
I don't know. I think he
Should
likes
ask
cereal.
Big Al.
Regardless.
All right,
So he's in Ecuador, and he says like all of his friends are like going to the States
Yeah.
to do their doctorate programs and become doctors.
Yeah.
And he wants to do the same, but he doesn't have quite enough money.
Yeah.
He's like, I was a single, living at home. I had money, but I didn't have enough to get
Didn't have enough.
to the U.S. and then pay
Yeah,
Emory
yeah,
and
yeah.
go. And
Yeah.
so he's like,
Emory.
yeah, he went to Emory.
He must have been paying his tithes for 6 months.
He
smart guy.
he gets a lottery ticket and wins. He doesn't win the jackpot,
Oh.
but he was like, the winning number was like his license plate number.
Dude, you set me up.
Whoa, man.
His license plate number. And he said, I didn't do the full license plate. He said, but if I had, I'd have won the jackpot.
No way.
He said, but I won then like $12,000 in Ecuador.
Wow.
He said, so that paid for me
get-
to come to the States
Wow. That's
and
awesome,
become a
man.
doctor and deliver over 3,000 babies,
Yeah,
including my oldest.
you
Well,
set me
he
up
helped.
because you did that crap on purpose.
He set up the
freaking-
topic to
you
tell him.
knew how I felt about the lottery because I've went on many what do we call them? Soapboxes, rants
yeah.
about the lottery. And so I just want to point out
I like those scratchers you get in the mail
Jason-
that you can take
Oh,
to the
shut
car.
up,
The
dude.
car place.
Jason says, "Hey, what do you think about the lottery?"
I got a
And
story.
knowing that I'm going to absolutely trash it, and then he's going to be like, well, and tell this like entire inspirational migrant story about his
So Georgia Lottery-
Ecuadorian,
about the American dream coming
Yeah.
true for this guy
right
because of the
after
lottery.
because of the lottery.
If you're
dude,
seeing
that's-
higher numbers in lottery purchases in Georgia after the release of this podcast, Georgia Lottery maybe hit us up.
all right, that reminded me of. There are certain. Oh my bad, I just played footsie with Chris on accident.
I like it.
There are certain situations, the way things are worded, that you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. So I'm sitting in church the other day.
I'm glad you were there.
And, yep, I was there. And my mom is, the choir director was out. He's on vacation. So my mom was leading the choir, playing piano, doing the singing. And she says to the congregation, as they're about to go into Graves into Gardens, she says, if God has been good to you, stand and sing with us. What are you supposed to do?
Ryan's back there. I've been eating corn dogs for 20 years.
I feel like if you say it that way, I have to stand and sing now. Right? Like I got,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting there and I'm like, That's messed up, Mama. What if I don't want to? What if I'm not a good singer? I don't want the person. What if God didn't give me that ability, and I don't want the
What
person
if I just
beside
want
me
to sit
to
here
have
and
to?
cry?
What if I want to sit here and cry? Well, you know?
Everybody thinks God ain't been good to me. I just want to sit
Yeah,
here and
and
cry.
I just want to sit. I'm like, and so I just, I just feel like sometimes we get put into stuff because of the way things are worded, and or when you go to like you buy something, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to round up?"
Hey, I've already told
to
you
help-
I'm
to
good at
help-
saying no. I'm like, no. It's
help
like
help the blind kids.
Yeah, do you want to round up to help children read?
it's
You wanna
like
help kids with no legs?
$12.99, and they're like, you want to round up to $13? I'm like, no. I help kids.
You gotta no.
I teach my kids to read like at home.
That's not the
So
way.
I need that 1 cent.
Yeah, like do you want to do a $5 donation to help kids get out of poverty and feed children so they don't starve to death?
And you're like, you see my buggy? I got corn dogs and meat skins. You
Yeah.
think I want to
I'm
help
like-
somebody else get out of poverty?
Listen, if
I
you've
just bought
listened,
$20 worth
Wait,
of scratchers,
yeah.
man. I'm trying to get out myself.
if you've listened to our podcast for 12 episodes, you know that when Chris gets on one thing, he
It
just
just
carries it over
stays.
the
Oh.
entire episode. That's
sorry,
why
I'll
we
do
have
better.
to take breaks and
But-
record on different days. Because otherwise, you're just going to have 12 episodes of meat skin talk.
Yeah, but dude, I've started like trying to employ this in my everyday life when I want something.
Okay,
So
it's a life hack.
yeah. So I don't know if y'all know, but we do this podcast in my mom's basement. So when I was
Thank you.
pitching it to my mom,
Who is not a fan?
who is not a fan,
Dad is a fan. He's okay with us in the
Dad's
basement.
okay with us. Mom, not a fan. I say, oh, and by the way, my dad will be mad if he always says it's not the position of your body, it's the position of your heart when you're in church. So he's totally cool if I'd have just sat down but nevertheless, I was like, oh, I got to get up and sing now. Anyway, so when I'm pitching this to my mom, I'm like, Mom, we're going to do a podcast. And she's like, okay. So, and I was like, well, the basement would be the perfect place to do this podcast. Your basement. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, now, Mom, before you say no, if you, like, I was like, I'm not coaching anymore. I need to get into something with my time. I was like, if you really want to support what I'm trying to do, you will let us use this basement. Golly. And she was like, okay, sure. Yeah, you can use it. What was she supposed to say? What was she supposed to say? Now, Dad, I was like, hey, Dad, I'm going to use y'all's basement for the podcast. He's like, you talked to your mama yet? I mean, I know how that's going to go.
There's a freezer down there full of corn dogs.
Yeah, from now
Don't
on.
touch them.
From now on,
Don't touch
You
my
don't
corn
live here no
dog.
more. You can have one.
I'm gonna tell Allison. I'm like, when next time she wants to go to the beach, I don't like the beach. I'm like, Allison,
If you love your husband.
if you love me, you would not put me through this misery.
He uses it.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
That's what you got to do, Jason. Babe, if you love me, you'll
Yeah.
let me eat some. You'll get me some cereal.
And then the response is going to be, if you love me
Yeah.
the way Jesus loved the church,
Oh, dude.
then you're not even going
Oh.
to touch the cereal.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's when they bring the
Man,
Lord
I'm
out.
going to
that's
use
tough.
this Sunday at church. I'm going to be like, hey, y'all, the Lord's been good to you.
Yeah.
You'll tithe. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
God has been
Oh,
good to
man.
you.
But don't do it because I said so. Do it out of a cheerful heart.
Out of a cheerful
Not out of guilt.
heart.
Not
Out of a
because I just said
cheerful
that.
heart.
But if you feel like the Lord ain't been good to you, if you've been eating corn dogs all week,
Yeah.
So we had a fan suggestion from my sister, actually, on Facebook, I think it was. She said we should talk about
What was
the most adult thing you've ever done, or the first like moment you had that was like, okay, I'm grown. Like I'm a grown up.
I've been trying to think about this, and I have nothing. I've not been an adult yet.
Well, currently, like if I had to reflect that moment when I got my first child home and he was allergic to all kinds of milk and we couldn't figure out what was going on, and I leaned over to Allison. We were in the bed and
Eating cereal.
He's not in a good place Rylan wasn't. And I leaned over to Allison. I'm like, babe, what have we done? We can't do this. And I was for real. And then I was like, in my head, like I wasn't wanting to take it back or anything, but in my head I was like, what are our options? And I was like, we're the options. There are no others.
There's no return policy here.
Yeah, it's just like we're it. And
this kid's depending on us.
yeah, but I also heard another guy. His dad had passed away, and I respect this person a lot. And he said that he didn't truly feel like a man until his dad passed away, because then it didn't. He was the man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nobody else to call when you need something.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty legit. You know.
Always thought when I got 30, I'd feel like a man.
No.
Now that I'm 33, I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
No.
I don't feel like a man yet.
Yeah. Bringing the kid home though was the.
Oh yeah.
That's when I was like, oh,
that humbled me more than anything. I felt less.
Holding that kid. I was like,
yeah. I was like, man, just give me some meat skin.
Yeah.
But I think I was an adult before that when I drove a trailer in Atlanta to move.
Yeah.
Pulled a trailer in Atlanta and moved,
stressful.
back stuff in. Like I was like, I'm freaking grown.
Yeah.
Like give me the man card.
Yeah.
I'll give it up when I get a minivan. But right now,
That's put it in my wallet.
That's a big deal for him. I would be bragging about that for like 6 months. Yeah, like hey, the other day
I
drove a trailer down through Atlanta, and I mean I'd be like bragging about it.
babe, go get me some
place.
cereal. You see what I just did?
Yeah.
Well, it was before I met my wife. I was moving.
Okay.
It was actually I met her within the next year. So see,
dude, yeah.
That's a big I'm a man
Yeah.
moment, because then within a year I was meeting my future wife.
Dude, I fixed a leaking sink the other day. I walked out and I was like,
Dude, I love fixing
I
stuff.
was like, call me freaking Hank Hill, Bob the Builder.
Don't call you Bob the Builder.
that's
Hank
not-
Hill.
I mean, I had my chest poked out. I mean, I was
Tim
like,
the Toolman Taylor.
I was like, I walk out. I'm like, Allison, you're a lucky woman. Like you got a guy that can fix a sink.
I've been YouTubing this for 2 hours. I figured it out.
YouTubing for 4 hours. It took me 6 hours. In 10 hours, I fixed this leaky sink.
That's right. Oh man,
YouTube, man. I love YouTube though.
that's good stuff.
I always like reading the comments after I look up how to do something, because then you find out,
It's this guy.
because it'll be like two, 3 comments down. You'll find that one guy who actually knows what he's doing. He'll be like, "You can't use that on this thing; it'll break it." And I was like, "Oh, well,
Good point.
Go
That's
to
a
his-
life hack right there.
go
Read
to
the
his
comments.
YouTube channel and see what he's doing."
He's trolling.
He just commenting on other people's.
Yeah, some 14-year-old in his mom's Wait, I'm 33 in my mom's basement right now.
with his friends
With his,
or coworkers, whatever you want to call it.
I invited a guest to the podcast not too long ago. By the way, we got some guests coming up.
Yeah, we're excited about this, because
Yeah.
that was always the goal
Yeah.
in mind, is like we're eventually gonna bring people on.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I told him, I'm like, hey, you want to come hang out in my mom's basement with my other friends? He's like, what?
all right, Eric Foreman. Like,
Yeah. Dude, when we start filming, we should do the spinny camera like they did in that 70s show. Man, that was a good show, dude.
Oh,
I
man.
love that
Classic.
70s show.
classic.
Yeah.
That is good. But yeah, so we got guests coming up. Speaking of which, we had this idea. So the podcast we've said it more than once. Like, it's doing better than we thought.
Yes.
People are listening. What I tell y'all, we're over 7,000
yeah.
listens at this point. And this will come out in a couple weeks. So by the time you guys hear it, we may be at 10. But we've been looking at how many ratings, how many reviews we've had. We've got, around 40 5-star ratings between the platforms. But in order for us to get a jump higher up on a list somewhere, so someone else will just stumble upon the podcast, like getting those 5-star ratings and reviews, so saying something about it afterwards really helps. So what we're going to do is from the time this comes out to, I don't know, we'll come up with a date. We'll announce it on social media, but probably all of August is what I'm thinking. We're going to run this thing where if you leave a 5-star rating and review, we're going to do a drawing. And if you win the drawing, you will be invited to be a guest.
Woo, let's
On the
go.
podcast.
Let's go.
Ooh, we might even like not do it in my mom's basement just for you.
We'll have a public one where we
And I mean, our
public podcast.
we can
invite
move our
people.
podcast equipment around like it's portable.
It's
not-
portable.
So
So-
we could podcast from anywhere, really. In the absence of Ben, we've decided to throw in a quick segment that he will hear when the podcast releases, and I hope he enjoys it. It's going to be called Something About Ben.
There's something about Ben when he hits a golf ball from the left side of the ball. It makes me think, why is he standing on the wrong side?
It's just something about Ben. There's a- Oh, okay. All right, I got one. Here we go. There's just something about Ben. When he's watching Tennessee lose again, and he puts a hole in his wall, I wonder, why doesn't he just cheer for someone good? It's just something about Ben.
I want to be able to do that. Those are so good.
But why did you think they were going to win? Like, why did you
Yeah.
think that?
Like everyone in the country
Knew they were
picked
going
the other
to
team.
But you thought they were going to beat Alabama.
All right, I got this. All right. There's just something about Ben. When I walk into his classroom and he's sitting there and he's a little overwhelmed with grading, he's being quiet and he's looking at his computer. And then he plays GeoGuessr and that just beautiful smile comes across his face.
Something about Ben.
It's just something about Ben.
Something about Ben.
There's just something about Ben when gambling's involved, he's just gonna keep spending money. And I always wonder, like, why don't you just stop?
There's something about Ben. When he plays one round of disc golf, he plays 100 rounds that day.
I got it. There's just something about Ben. When he gets beat in poker by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and he just yells horse beep. It's just something about Ben.
That's good. There's something about Ben.
All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Be sure to follow us on social media. Leave a 5-star rating and review so other people can find us. Don't forget our website, www.hometownhasbeens.com, to get your merch. Today we learned that Chris loves meat skins, Ryan hates the lottery, and I cannot eat cereal in my home. And remember,
It's better to be a has-been than it never was.
I was undefeated as a powder puff coach. See you next week.
Oh, that's a great.
I've never seen anyone work in meat skins as much.
I come to do this one thing.
So we should do...
Was it too much? Was it too much? Seriously, was it too much?
You said a lot about meat skins.
You
Was
really
it
like
getting annoying?
Yes.
That was the greatest thing.
That was pretty good.
You gotta put some slow music on.
I'll put some... Oh, that'll be good.